while knights in the Middle Ages were eventually the knights in shining armor that we know because of pop culture trying to rescue a princess from a tower, they didn't exactly start out that way. In fact, they started a lot more humbly. Just like their ancestors of the Roman army, they had a very similar kit. The standard knight usually had a large shield to cover most of his body in case they wanted to use a formation such as the shield wall or the phalanx, while also carrying a spear for the same reasons. The spear might also be throwable in the form of a javelin, and they might even carry a sword or an axe. The armor they used were typically gambesons along with chainmail and a Norman helm. This is the standard knight of the 11th century, but as we move on, they will get more and more advanced. Next, we move on to the 12th and 13th century knight, typically seen during the Crusades. They changed to a more appealing look of chainmail with their coat of arms over top in the form of a tunic, along with the great helm, a smaller shield for more flexibility, and a greatsword. Next, we move on to the 14th century, where the invention of the battle hammer was extremely popular, and they also kept the smaller shields, but the armor became more fancy, and different variations of helmets began to gain popularity. Near the end of the 14th century and beginning of the 15th century, we began to see a lot of changes on the battlefield. The knight on horseback had a weakness. Polearms were gaining popularity, and the idea of a standard infantryman or even mercenaries became more popular. The kettle helm became very popular amongst the infantry, and polearms made easy work of the knights, along with easy accessibility to plate armor. And finally, in the end of the 15th century, we had the knight in shining armor, usually using a polearm, a sword, and definitely being equipped with full plate armor. But the era of the knight had come to the end. The invention of gunpowder and muskets along with cannons have defeated the idea of a knight on horseback now that they can be gunned down by flying lead. And soon, knights were no longer on the battlefield. Well, except for those cowardly ones who rode up on their horses, shot, and then turned around. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and maybe check out one of these.